It's been 40 odd days since my last bench press session. Today, due to the circumstances I find myself in, lower body's basically broken. The adductors are so damn sore. Couldn't, do anything really. It took me a long time to even warm up and do what I did today. But I figured, half an hour of working out, probably pack up and, call it quits there. Or I can do some bench press. Finally, I've been cornered to do bench press again. And so lay down on the bench, warmed up, worked up to 120. And it got me thinking, man, this lift for me, man, whether I train it or not, I can always hit 85% of my all-time max. My all-time max is 140, and I've not hit 140 now probably for 2 years. There's been a stretch of 6 months where I didn't even train any upper body, let alone bench press. 6 months no bench press. Come back within like a week, I'm doing 120, 130. As I understand it, that is not normal. For natural people out there, they need a high frequency to progress or to even maintain their bench press. For me, I don't know what it is, but whether I bench press or not, it's always 120. It's always 120. So even though it's 85% of 140 of my max, today I hit 85% after 40 days of not even doing anything, bench press. My max is probably not 140. It's probably, 130, 135. So I can hit damn near 90% of my max without even training it. It's remarkable. I don't understand what's going on. Got me thinking, is it the damn squats? Is it the damn deadlifts? What is it about what I do that makes me be all right at bench press? Now, I say all right, it's probably appalling to some of you guys who freaking bench press 4 plates. But you need to understand that I never trained this lift, basically. Very, very infrequently trained over the last few years, and yet my strength is always at 120. Now, I don't understand the mechanism behind that, because I'm pretty sure if I completely walk away right now from all sorts of training, sit on the couch, don't do anything, and I come back after 40 days of not doing anything, I will be hard pressed to find myself doing 120. So something that I'm doing with these squats and deadlifts is contributing to me maintaining my bench press strength. I don't understand mechanisms behind it. Is it the squat? Now, the other day, when I was doing my squats, I pulled up and I was sore. I was sore in, brachioradialis. That muscle that kind of crosses the elbow joint on the dorsal aspect of the hand. I don't know how to explain this. The top of the hand. So not the palm aspect, the other side, the dorsal aspect of my hand. If you run your kind of hand all the way to the top, that bulgy, forearm extensor muscle, I think it's the brachioradialis or something like that. I had bilateral soreness of both of these muscles on both arms were sore from doing squats. I don't know, out of the blue. I have no idea what I did to elicit that response. Don't know. So it kind of got me thinking, maybe it's something that I'm doing with the squats and the deadlifts that's producing enough stimulus to whatever muscle is responsible for maintaining this strength. I don't know what it is. A lot of you guys have said in the past, man, your arms look all right. Do you train them? Do you train them without telling us? Man, I don't do anything. The time I train my arms, whether it be bench press or pull-ups or bicep curls, whatever, I always put it in because it's a new thing, right? It's new type of video, right? It's interesting for me to see, let alone you guys. I want to see something different, right? So whenever I do it, I put it in, right? I'm not doing anything, yet my bench press maintains. Now, I don't know whether there is a function of me and my morphology, my leverages, whether it's something about my structure. I do have shorter arms. My wingspan is shorter than my height by 3 centimeters or something like this. So I'm technically built all right to bench press, right? If you think about that. I've never been a good bench presser. It's just always the same. What puzzles me is, why is my bench press not deteriorating? What is it about my program, my structure of training that maintains it? I don't know if any of you guys out there have had similar, experiences. I know some of the fellas that I speak to in the gym, they say that they need a freaking high frequency of training for the upper body, for the bench press, for the overhead press, for them to even maintain. The moment they stop, it just starts to regress really quickly. I don't know. I mean, whether this is a hormonal thing where, like, once upon a time I was peaked at 140 and I used to bench press a lot back then. This is the time when I did, grease in the groove with the push-ups. I was doing a lot of freaking reps, man. Like, I was doing a lot of reps. So that part of it I understand, like, high frequency, high volume, for even me to progress, from the 120 to the 140. It took a lot for me to get there. But since then, basically, I've kind of moved attention to elsewhere, and I haven't really done much for it. Obviously, to gain new grounds, you need to do 10 times the work than you need to maintain. But what do we say in a scenario where you don't do any freaking work? Can you maintain by just doing squats and deadlifts? This is where some of the old-timers, some of these myths that go around in the fitness world, fitness history, that, squats will increase your upper body size as well. Do you believe that? How do you explain that? Some of the things that I've heard was that, the endocrinological aspect of it, endocrinology, right? So the hormones get really up and about when you're doing squats and deadlifts, specifically squats, because squats are more tolerable for most of the people. And, it's easier. Like, you're starting off with the eccentric, you're not starting with the concentric, so it's kind of easier to process for the body. So you can generally put more volume into squats. So this is why people say squats are the king. It freaking works everything out. And certainly if you read the Super Squats program, the book, they talk about breathing squats, increasing chest size, thoracic, capacity, increasing your lats, chest, everything increases through these breathing squats, purely because you're under some heavy ass weight, man. And when you are squeezing out one rep at a time, you're asking, the maker up above for an extra rep, everything's contracting. So super efforts like that, I understand. But, in recent times, man, in the last 40 days especially, I haven't really done any hard squatting, man. I've been pushing these front squat singles. I've been pushing the rack pulls. Now I'm pushing the deadlifts for reps. I don't understand. I'm sitting here and I'm going through the reps, and I thought to myself, why, is this a sign? Like, is this a sign that this is actually my strongest lift? And if I properly gave a crap about it, I probably could get to maybe 160 kilos and maybe beyond if I really cared about it. It just doesn't excite me to the same degree like, the squat, like the deadlift. But, I find it really hard to believe that if I left squats right now for 40 days, like, I'm talking about not even doing a squat, like nothing, no body weight, no nothing, I would be surprised for me to come back after 40 days to find my strength is basically 85, 90%. You know what I mean? Imagine me squatting 200 kilos on day one after a 40-day break. I mean, that's impossible. I can't even fathom that. And some of you guys are like, oh, Ivan, you should take a deload, you should take a break. I know what it's like to squat 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Hey, I know what it's like to squat every 2 months, every 3 months. Back in the day, like, I didn't really care about squats and deadlifts until I kind of discovered a lot of these characters that I often talk about. But I remember how it feels, man. You come back and you're like so weak under the bar, no confidence, no core strength. It disappears, right in front of your eyes. Like, you just have no confidence under the bar, no strength. With the bench, it's different. I don't know. It surprises me. I don't know whether you guys have any answers for it, but if you left a lift which is generally accepted that you need high frequency, if you left it for 40 days without touching it, is 85, 90% normal? I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, I've done 6 months without benching at all. And I come back in after like a week or like a first week, I reckon. If I go back in my book, I reckon after the first week I'm doing 120. What the hell, man? What is going on? It can't be just, oh, you know, it's just whatever. What's the explanation? I don't know. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.